you can say what strategy for strategy for Indian history. So first of all, we'll cover what is the importance of history. Okay, so let's start our discussion. Do you know, friends, history can become a very scoring subject for UPSC civil service examination prelims. Okay, if you are able to memorize well, okay, if you are able to connect the points, if you are able to connect the weight, that means if you are able to memorize well, that means UPSC can become a very scoring subject for civil service examination. Do you know history is also, you can say, one of the most popular, okay, optional subject, most popular optional subject in UPSC CSC. Please keep in the mind. Okay, most popular optional subject. So I have told you. Okay, so if you can memorize well, you can get, you can say ki maximum marks in history portion. Okay, then friends, the UPSC civil service, okay, you can say K commission prelims history syllabus focus on three broad section, okay, three broad section. So there is what three broad section? First, ancient. I will tell you what is ancient period. Then second is medieval. Okay, please keep in the mind. Second is medieval. Okay, and third is friend modern, and third is modern period, and third is modern period. Okay, then friends, the overall syllabus is huge, but at the same time there's a significant number of questions in civil service examination that are from the history section. Okay, and if you also, you can say ki if your preparation for this subject is on point, okay, is on point, you can successfully solve all the question from history. But you should have, okay, you can say ki conceptual clarity. Okay, you should have, you can say ki a smart way of handling a smart way of, you can say, handling question. So in this class, okay, I will focus on how to create a study routine to cover the entire historical timeline, starting from ancient Indian history to modern days. Okay, Indian history to modern days. So you'll have to keep in the mind. First of all, friends, let's discuss. Okay, what should be the, or sorry, what is the syllabus? Okay, syllabus of history for prelims and mains. So let's start our discussion with syllabus. Okay, do you know general studies subject is like an ocean? Okay, there is no depth, there is no width, and और you can say कि कहते हैं ना कि चौड़ाई और लंबाई जो है आपका है नहीं. Okay, if you face any problem you can ask, I will tell you. So now friends, let's move ahead. आगे बढ़ते हैं और देखते हैं कि what is the syllabus or what should be the planning. Okay, also you can say कि strategy. So let's discuss syllabus and planning, or you can say here strategy. Okay, or strategy. So friends, in order to come up with a strategy that works for you, it is important to recognize the different segments of the subject and the mark weightage they have, and this way you can determine the portion where you must put maximum time and effort into preparation. So let's start our discussion with ancient Indian history. Okay, ancient Indian history. In a previous class, okay, I have talked with you regarding syllabus. Okay, so in a general studies paper 1, history subject is related to general studies paper 1 in mains. Okay, so let's start with ancient Indian history syllabus. Ancient Indian history. Okay, so friends, now I'm going to tell you the important topics from ancient Indian history based on the frequency and volume of question asked. Okay, from these section in past few years, you can say if 7 to 8 years or maximum 10 years. Okay, then friends, focus on different periods. Okay, you'll have to focus on different period. Which type of period? Do you know about the period? Do you know about the age? Different period. Friends, Do you have any idea related to age? There, okay, in Indian history, or you can say in a world history, there's various type of age. Do you know types of age? Anyone?
So
Do
that
you have any?
Paleolithic,
Yes, yes, very good.
Mesolithic, Neolithic.
Okay, okay, very good. Okay, so friends, there is Stone Age. Okay, first of all, you'll have to keep in mind what Stone Age. Okay, Pashan Yug. Okay, what Stone Age? Then Paleolithic Age. Paleolithic Age. Okay, then there is Mesolithic Age. Mesolithic Age. Then there is Neolithic. Okay, Neolithic Age. And last is Chalcolithic. What? Last is Chalco. Okay, lithic age. So first of all, you will have to focus on, you can say ki, different periods like Stone Age, Paleolithic Age, Mesolithic Age, Neolithic Age, and Chalcolithic Age. Then socio-economic, cultural, okay, facts of the Indus Valley civilization and Harappa civilization. So second topic should be Indus Valley civilization. Okay, Indus Valley civilization or Harappa civilization or Harappan civilization. Okay, Harappan civilization. Then friends, there will be, you can say, different Harappan sites. Okay, so it will cover in Harappan civilization. Then artifacts excavated from these sites that denote their art, culture, and script used during the, you can say, Indus Valley civilization or Harappan civilization. Then friends, basic knowledge of Vedic society. That means that you'll have to cover Vedic age and post Vedic age. Vedic age or post Vedic age. Okay, this is important. Then friends, you'll have to, you can say ki there's in a Vedic society, you'll have to study about family, marriages, types of marriages, norms. Okay, then you'll have to focus on religious, social, and cultural aspects. Religious, social, and cultural aspect. Okay, then friends, you'll have to read about Dharm Shastra. You'll have to read about Dharm Shastra. Dharm Shastra, Puran. Okay, there's 18 Puran. You'll have to study only few important points related to Puran. Then 6 systems of philosophy. Okay, 6 types of philosophy or 6 system of philosophy. 6 system of philosophy. So please keep in the mind 6 systems of philosophy. Okay, this is very, very important. Then friends, you'll have to read about Vedas, Upanishad. Okay, Ved or Upanishad comes under Vedic age, no problem. Vedas and Upanishad. Vedas and Upanishad. And after that, friends, you'll have to read about terms and their meaning. Okay, terms and their meaning from ancient history. Various terms and their meaning. Okay, various terms and their meaning. That means types of land. Okay, you'll have to cover terms and their meaning. Okay, terms and their meaning. Then friends, you'll have to cover also, you can say ki UPSC is frequently asking question regarding the meaning of terms like Jan, Purohit, Panchayatan. Okay, so you'll have to keep in mind. Then Guptas and Mauryas emperors and their kings. That means you'll have to cover Gupta period and post Gupta period, then also Mauryan period. Okay, and post Mauryan period. Then there is also, you can say, foreigner invasion. So we'll cover. So friends, in an upcoming lesson, I will cover according to syllabus. Okay, I will cover according to syllabus. I will start with, you can say, basic facts of history. Then after that, I will cover Stone Age. Okay, then I will cover, you can say ki Indus Valley civilization, Harappan civilization, and after that we'll cover, you can say ki there is okay sorry Vedic, post Vedic, then we'll cover Mahajanpad, then we'll cover Mauryan age, post Mauryan age, Gupta age, post Gupta age. Okay, so these are the, you can say ki most important topic for ancient history. Okay, these are the most important topics okay, of Indian history, or you can say ki of ancient history. So please keep in the mind, this is very very important okay, aspects for your preparation, so please keep in the mind. Okay, and if you have any doubts, okay, if you face any problem, you can contact, okay, contact through email, or you can comment. I will try to reply as soon as possible, so please keep in the mind. Okay, this is very very important okay, aspects. Now let's discuss, okay, for medieval period. Let's discuss for medieval period. And friends, just a minute, okay, just a minute. I'm going to, okay, give you example related to, you can say ki ancient history, related to Indian history, and also analysis. In 2013, okay, you can say in 2013 UPSC asked only one question. Please keep in the mind, from ancient history. Okay, I'm going to give you the details. In 2013 UPSC asked only one question from ancient history. Okay, so please keep in the mind. Then friends, in 2014, okay, same 2014 one question, 2014 one question, 2015 one question, okay, in prelims. Then 2016 two question, 2016 two question. Okay, then 2017 18, 2017 one question, 2018 one question from ancient history, 2019 two question, 2019 two question, and in 2020 three question. Okay, 2020 three question from ancient history. Okay, so which type of question? Now I'm okay, I'm going to give you the example. So friends, just a minute. Okay, I'm showing you, so please keep in the mind. Just a minute. Here is the example. You can see here. Which of the following phrases defines the nature of hundi? Okay, generally referred to in the source of the post-Harsha period. Source of the post-Harsha period. Can you solve it? Okay, so please comment your answer. So what is hundi? An advisory issued by the kings to his, okay, subordinates, a diary to be maintained for daily accounts, a bill of exchange, an order from the feudal lord to his subordinates. So what was the okay, nature of hundi? Please comment. Okay, please comment what is the answer. Okay, quickly. Okay, so now I'm going to give you the answer. If you have any idea what was the nature of hundi, can you comment? Please comment your answer. What should be the answer?
Sir, option B.
Okay, option B. Very good. Okay, so now I'm going to give you the answer, so please keep in the mind. So hundi, okay, hundi was the, you can say, bill of exchange. What was the hundi? A bill of exchange. So correct answer is, okay, option C, a bill of exchange. So hundi is a financial instrument, okay, that developed in medieval India for use in trade and credit transaction. And friends, they were used as a remittance instruments, that means to transfer funds from one place to another. Then also used as a credit instrument. What is the meaning? That means to borrow money. then also used as trade transaction. That means a bill of exchange, a bill of exchange. So what was the Harsha period? So the period assigned to Harshvardhan, okay, was, you can say, 606 AD until 648 AD. And Chinese pilgrim Wen Shang visited Harsha court, okay. And Harsharit was authored by Banbhat. I will cover in upcoming, okay, you can say, classes. So in a detailed way. So after that you will not face problem any, okay, you can say key problem, and after that you can easily, okay, solve these types of question. Next question: who among the following rulers advised his subjects through his inscription, whoever praises his religious sect or blames other sects out of excessive devotion to his own sect with the view of glorifying his own sect, he rather injures his own sect, okay, very severely. Ashoka, Samudgupt, Harshvardhan, Krishna Dev Roy. What should be the answer? Okay, do you have any idea? If you have any idea, you can comment, please. Don't think about, okay, you can say ki wrong answer or correct answer. You will have to comment. Please comment.
Ashoka.
Okay. Anyone?
Samudragupta.
Okay, Samudragupta. So now I'm going to give you the correct answer. Okay. So Ashoka is the correct answer. Okay. What? Ashoka is the correct answer. Please keep in the mind. Ashoka, also known as Ashoka the Great, and he was an Indian emperor of the Mauryan dynasty who ruled almost all of the Indian subcontinent from 268 BC to 232 BC. And the grandson, okay, grandson of the founder of the Maurya dynasty, Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, so you can say that Ashoka was the grandson of the Chandragupta Maurya, and Ashoka promoted the spread of Buddhism across ancient Asia, And friends, Ashoka adopted Buddhism in 9th year of his, okay, reign after winning Kalinga War in 261 BC. And he was inspired by Nigrodh, and Nigrodh, okay, who was Nigrodh? Nigrodh was a boy monk. And Ashoka edicts are mainly concerned with the reforms he instituted and moral principle he recommended, okay, in his attempt to create a just and human society. So friends, one such edict is, whoever praises his religious sect or blames other sect out of excessive devotion to his own sect with the view of glorifying his own sect, and he rather injures his own sect very severely. So correct answer is Ashoka, I have told you. Next question. With reference to the period of Gupta dynasty in ancient India, the towns, okay, Ghantasala, Kadura, and Chol were, okay, Chol were well known as ports handling foreign trades, capital of powerful kingdom, places of exquisite stone art and architecture, important Buddhist pilgrimage center. What is the correct answer? Please comment your answer. You know, that means you will have to prepare, okay, you can say in a detailed manner. You will have to study, you can say, on daily basis, and after that you can easily, okay, you can say कि solve these types of question. This not a, you can say कि बहुत ही एक अच्छा सा, जो हम लोग कहते हैं कि ये एक ऐसा क्वेश्चन नहीं है कि जो हवा हवाई है, बाउंसर मार दिया है. ये एक ऐसा क्वेश्चन है जिसे आप बहुत ही इजीली, अगर आप सही से पढ़े होंगे तो आप जो है क्या कर सकते हैं, बहुत ही इजीली जो है दोस्तों आप ऐसे क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व जो है दोस्तों वो कर सकते हैं. ऐसे क्वेश्चन को क्या कर सकते हैं, सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. सो व्हाट वाज द घंटासाला, काडोरा एंड चौल? सो घंटासाला, काडोरा एंड चौल were related to ports, okay, and ports handling foreign trade. That means you will have to prepare, okay, you can say you will have to prepare for these types of question. So these are the examples, okay, of question from ancient history I have told you. Now, do you have any problems? Okay, do you have any doubts related to ancient history? If you have, you can comment, you can ask, or is it clear? If you do not have any problem, you can comment yes sir, clear, or also you can comment why.
We we are sir.
Okay, Rasmi, is it clear? I did not get your voice clearly.
Sir.
Okay, so okay, clear. Now I'm going to cover, okay, you can say ki medieval Indian history. That means ki first of all I will discuss which topic is important for medieval Indian history. Okay, so let's our discussion. Yes sir, clear. Okay, so just a minute friends. What is happening? Yeah, so now medieval Indian history. Okay, medieval Indian history. Yes, medieval Indian history. So friends, first of all, okay, let's understand that means medieval Indian history, okay, is from the mid 8th century to early 18th century. And the number of question from medieval Indian history is rather limited, and you'll get 1 to 4 question at most. Okay, you'll get only, you can say 1 to 4 question. Okay, so you'll have to keep in mind. Hence the preparation should be accordingly, okay, you can say accordingly taken. And friends, dates and facts related to Mughals, dates and facts related to Mughals. Then Vijayanagar Empire, okay, Vijayanagar Empire. Then friends, Sultanate ruler, okay, Delhi Sultanate, okay, Sultanate ruler. And friends, focus only on the economic, okay, focus only on the economic, you'll have to keep in mind, okay, economic, then political and social setup, political and social setup, political and social setup, okay. During this you can say medieval period. Religious movement, okay, religious movement, for example you can say Sufi movement. Okay, Sufi movement is most important topic for you can say UPSC prelims. Then Bhakti movement, Sufi movements. Then Bhakti movement is important. Okay, you can say movement happened during the medieval period. Then friends, also focus on important sant. Okay, important sant, your sant, whatever. Important sant. Okay. Then friends, their chronology, doctrines, and their social impact. Then friends, first of all, I have discussed these, okay, you can say key points or these topics are important from medieval Indian history. And friends, art and culture aspects of this period are very, very important. Okay, that means the art and culture of Indian medieval history is very, very important. Okay, for example, you can say sculpture, for example, terracotta. Okay, for example, you can say garden. So maybe UPSC can ask related to this. Okay, so please keep in the mind. So friend, this is all about you can say medieval history. So now let's start our discussion with modern history, important points, important topics for modern history. Okay, important topics for modern history. So let's our discussion with modern history. Modern history. So the time period is vast and so are the historical events during this period. And during modern period, primarily focuses on the emergence of a foreign power and the struggle for freedom. That means the struggle for freedom is most important topic. Okay, struggle for freedom, struggle for freedom, or also you can say the national freedom struggle. Okay, so you'll have to keep in the mind. And friends, the maximum number of question comes from national struggle period. And to cover the entire syllabus thoroughly, divide the period based on the time frame and event, and cover each section, okay, thoroughly. And you can divide this period in the following manner. Now I'm going to tell you. First, rise of foreign power in India. Okay, rise of foreign power in India. And also you can say advent of European. Okay, advent of European का आगमन. Then East India Company and its rise of power. East India Company and rise of power. Okay, and rise of power. So please keep in the mind. Then friends, British taking over Indian provinces and the reaction from Indians against it. That means key British colonialization. Okay, colonialization to imperialization, to imperialism or imperialization. What is the meaning of colonialization and imperialization, or what is the simple meaning of colony or imperial? Do you have any idea? If you have, please comment. What is the meaning of colony and imperial, or what is the difference between colonialization and imperialization? You'll have to comment. You'll have to, okay, give your answer in 1 or 2 lines. Do you have any idea? Please comment to answer. Do you know you will have to participate? I used to say you will have to participate. Okay. Please, Kunal Paliwal ji. Okay, Rasmi ji. What is the difference between colony and you can say imperialism? Okay, so let's discuss what is the meaning of colonialization. Do you know? For example, okay, India was colony of British. What is the meaning? That means ki there were, okay, economic impact, okay, economic impact on India. You'll have to keep in the mind economic impact on India. Okay, so that means in colony only you can say economic impact, but in imperialization, but साम्राज्यवाद में क्या होता है? Impact will be political, okay, then socio cultural and economical That means if any country, okay, you can say ki impacted by politically, socially or economically, then that means the country is imperial of another country. You will have to keep in the mind. What is colonialization? Economic impact, economic control. What is imperialization? Political, social, economical, art and culture, every types of, okay, control of you can say ki another country. So this is you can say these are the main point you will have to keep in the mind. Very most important points. So friends, I have told you, okay, so in a modern topic, we'll cover, you can say ki British impact, different economic policies of British. What was the different economic policies? Do you know? Different economic policies. Different economic policies means different types of, okay, different economic policies means different types of, you can say ki tax rate, okay, different types of taxation. So in you can say in a British East India period, there were 3 types of, okay, tax policy was famous. So first, jamidari or permanent. Okay, jamidari or permanent. Then friend, second, okay, was rayat bari. Rayat wari. Okay. Then third, mahalwari. Third, mahalwari. Okay, taxation system will cover in upcoming classes. Okay. So friends, you will have to cover different economic policies of British, then interference of British Empire in the expansion of East India Company, establishing rules and policies to control the company's expense and further colonize India. Okay. Then friends, socio-cultural effects of the free, okay, you can say freedom struggle, you will have to cover. So that means ki socio-cultural aspects of freedom struggle, okay, of freedom struggle. So you'll have to cover socio-cultural aspects of freedom struggle. Okay, this is very, very important. Then movements and different aspects of the freedom struggle. Movements and different aspects. That means you will have to cover different types of movement. You will have to cover 1857 revolt, 1857 movement. Okay, so please keep in the mind. Then you will have to cover Swadeshi movement. Then after that you will have to cover Jallianwala Bagh. Okay, then you will have to cover non-cooperation movement. Then you will have to cover Khilafat movement. After that you will have to cover civil disobedience movement. Then after that you will have to cover Quit India movement. So these are the most important movements. Okay, so movements and different aspects of the freedom struggles. Movements and different aspects. Okay, different aspects of freedom struggle. Okay, then friends, you will have to cover, you can say ki got down the chronology and make sure you remember it. Okay, remember it well, as the chronology of modern India history can be very confusing. And friends, you will have to give a special attention, okay, to be given to the political and administrative system by British permanent settlements, acts, reports, and committees, okay, set up during, you can say, the modern period. Then impact of these acts and provision on the Indian society. Okay, there were different types of act. You know, friends, in Indian, you can say development of Indian Constitution. Okay, you will have to cover mainly three types of acts. So first, Council Act. Okay, Council Act. Then second, you will have to cover Charter Act. Then you will have to cover Government of India Act. So what is the difference between these? In तीनों के बीच क्या अंतर है? What is the difference? Can you, okay, reply? What is the difference between Council Act, Charter Act, or Government of India Act? Please comment. What is the difference between Council Act, Charter Act, or Government of India Act? Don't know, sir. Okay, no problem. Anyone? If you don't know, you can comment. Yes, sir, I don't know. Okay, so let's discuss what is the difference between these. First of all, friends, you'll have to keep in the mind executive, or sorry, you can say ki Council Act. Okay, Council Act is related to, you can say ki executive powers of, okay, executives power of governors, okay, कार्यकारी शक्ति जो आपके गवर्नर्स के होते थे, वाइसराय का होता था या गवर्नर जनरल का होता था. So it is related to Council Act. It is related to Council Act. You'll have to keep in the mind. Then what is Charter Act? Charter Act is related to East India Company trade, okay, power or trade monopoly, trade policy, only trade policy. So you'll have to keep in mind Charter Act was related to, okay, you can say trade policy, and it is related to East India Company for, you can say, foreign trade policy. Okay, then what was the Government of India Act? Government of India Act was the development of, you can say, constitution. There were different types of provision related to administration. So please keep in the mind, that means this is related to constitution, or this is related to different provision for administration. Okay, so these you can say, this is the difference. These are the difference between Council Act, Charter Act, and Government of India Act and Government of India Act. Okay, so is it clear? क्लियर है आप लोगों का ये वाला पॉइंट? काउंसिल एक्ट, चार्टर एक्ट, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट. फर्स्ट चार्टर एक्ट वाज पास्ड इन 1793 एंड चार्टर एक्ट जो आपका होता था, ये आपका हर एक 20 साल बाद जो है आपका आता था. ओके, सो एंड लास्ट चार्टर एक्ट वाज व्हाट? 1853 चार्टर एक्ट. ओके, so now I'm going to cover you can say most important parts for your preparation. So I have told you which topic is important for ancient history. I have told you which topic is important for medieval history. I have told you which topic is important for, you can say, modern history. So friends, that means, okay, in you can say ancient Indian history, you will have to cover Indus Valley civilization, Aryan civilization, Jainism, Buddhism, Mauryan Empire, Central Asian contracts, South India, Gupta Empire, post-Gupta period. Okay, so in ancient history, please keep in the mind, you will have to cover Indus Valley civilization, or you can start with Stone Age, then Aryan civilization, then Jainism, Buddhism, then Mauryan, okay, Empire, post-Mauryan, then you'll have to cover South Indian ancient history, then Gupta period, post-Gupta period. Okay, now let's come to the medieval Indian history. In medieval Indian history, you will have to cover Turkish invasion, जो तुर्कियों का जो आक्रमण आपका होता है, and after that you will have to cover Delhi Sultanate, okay, or you can say slave dynasty. Then you will have to cover Vijayanagar Empire. You will have to study about Vijayanagar Empire. Okay, then friends, you will have to cover Mughals period. Okay, now let's come to the modern Indian history. What modern Indian history? In modern Indian history, you'll have to cover Marathas. Okay, specific you will have to focus on Shivaji, Peshwa, and their administration, Ashtapradhan. Okay, then you'll have to cover European powers chronology, advent of European, then important governor generals. Okay, can you comment who was the first, okay, governor of Bengal? I will, okay, tell you one of the most important facts related to Viceroy, Governor, okay, Governor General of Bengal, then Governor General of India, then Viceroy of India. Okay, so please comment who was the first governor of Bengal? बंगाल का पहला गवर्नर कौन था? Who was the first governor of Bengal? Any idea? Do you have any idea who was the first governor? Okay, no problem. Robert Clive. Okay, so please keep in the mind, Robert Clive was the first, okay, governor of Bengal. Robert Clive. Robert Clive was the first governor of Bengal. Okay, first governor of Bengal. Please keep in the mind, this is very, very important. Who was the first governor general of Bengal? Who was the first governor general of Bengal? Any idea? Try to participate. Okay, don't think I don't know what is the answer. Try to participate. Any guess? Maybe your guess will be correct. Okay, any guess? Who was the first governor general of Bengal? Do you know UPSC ask you can say various types of questions from these topics? Okay, governor, governor general of Bengal, then governor general of India, viceroy. So please try to participate. Okay, first Governor General of Bengal. Who was the first Governor General of Bengal? Warren Hastings. You'll have to keep in the mind Warren Hastings. Warren Hastings was the first Governor General of Bengal. Okay, now let's come to who was the first Governor General of India. Who was the first Governor General of India? Please comment. Who was the first Governor General of India? Okay, so please keep in the mind, first Governor General of India was Lord William Bentinck. Lord William Bentinck. Okay. Now let's come to the who was the first Viceroy of India? Who was the first Viceroy of India? Lord Canning. Lord Canning. Okay, please keep in the mind. Then who was the Viceroy? Okay, also you can say who was the Governor General during Indian freedom? Okay, sorry, you can say during Indian independence. So please keep in the mind Lord Mountbatten. Lord Mountbatten. Okay, Lord Mountbatten. Then after independence, okay, after you can say okay, free India, then first, okay, Governor General Lord Mountbatten, and first Indian and last, okay, Governor General, first Indian and last Governor General of India was C. Rajgopalachari. C. Rajgopalachari. C. Rajgopalachari. Okay, please keep in the mind. Okay, this is the chronology. You can easily understand and you can easily okay solve if any question UPSC asks from this topic. Okay, so please keep in the mind. This is very very important. I have told you. Now friends, let's have a discussion, okay, with you can say introduction of history. So first of all, now I'm going to tell you about the modern Indian history. So I have told you Maratha, European powers, reforms, 1857 revolt, then freedom struggle. In a freedom struggle you will have to cover formation of Indian National Congress, moderates, then extremist, Muslim League, Lucknow Pact, Acts and Regulation. Then Gandhian era, Gandhi Irvin Pact, Quit India Movement, August Offer, Cripps Mission, Cabinet Mission. Then you will have to cover Indian National Congress, important session of Indian National Congress. Then you will have to cover okay important facts related to extremist. Okay. Then I don't यस नाउ मूव अहेड। अब आगे बढ़ते हैं और बात करते हैं जो मैं आप लोग को बता रहा था इन मॉडर्न इंडियन हिस्ट्री। सो आप लोगों को कौन कौन से टॉपिक जो है कवर करना है। नाउ लेट्स कम टू द जनरल स्ट्रैटेजी टू स्टडी यूपीएससी हिस्ट्री। So friends, you'll have to, okay, you can say कि generic practice to study UPSC history. You must have a clear idea about the timeline and chronology of the events in order to attempt the IAS prelims question correctly. Then friends, you'll have to create a chronology for every period with the important events, okay, mentioned, and it will help you to revise better at the last moment. That means it will be very helpful for your revision. It will be very helpful for your revision. Then friends, you'll have to revise entire syllabus at least 2 or 3 times in entire time span. And you'll have to solve previous year papers, and as well as you can say keep practice paper for history on a regular basis to have better preparation. Whenever you have, okay, whenever you read any topic, and after that, okay, try to practice, okay, you can say ki MCQ, or try to write answer related to these topics. So this will be very very, okay, important for your preparation, and you can easily crack the examination. Then friends, okay, you can say ki for book, what should be the reference book for history. Now I'm going to tell you, please keep in the mind. Okay, so just a minute friends. Yeah, now book list. Book reference. So which books? Okay, first of all, you can say कि ancient Indian history, you'll have to cover class 6 to 11th ancient India, okay, history books. So first of all, you will have to cover class 1, oh sorry, class 6 to 11th history book. Okay, class 6 to 11th history books. You can go through old NCRT, okay, because in old NCRT there is various facts and concept related to you can say ancient Indian history. For medieval Indian history, okay, for medieval Indian history you'll have to cover, okay, class 7th and 11th, okay, class 7th, and you will have to keep in mind 11th medieval history book, okay, medieval history book, class 7th and 11th medieval history book. Then also there is a class 9, okay, story of civilization part 1 old edition, and then class 10 story of civilization part 2 old edition. Okay, this is not necessary, but if you can, you can cover. Then for modern Indian history, okay, you will have to cover NCRT book by Bipin Chandra. Okay, then friends, you'll have to cover, you can say for advanced, okay, topics for ancient past RD Sharma, for ancient history, okay, ancient history RD Sharma, RD Sharma. Okay, then Indian art and culture by Nitin Singhania, art and culture by Nitin Singhania. Okay, Nitin Singhania. Okay, then you'll have to cover Indian struggle for independence by Bipin Chandra. Okay, Indian struggle for Indian freedom by Bipin Chandra. Okay, so please, these books will be very very helpful for your examination. Okay, so please keep in the minds. So now, do you have any doubts related to preparation of Indian history, or do you have any doubts related to, you can say history subjects? Do you have related to a doubt in, you can say important points? Do you have any doubts? Please comment. Okay, no sir. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask. Okay, surely I will reply your answer. I will reply your queries. Okay. So no doubt, sir. Thank you. So let's now start our discussion with, you can say, introduction of Indian history. Okay. What introduction of Indian history? So start with, you can say, NCRT books. So please keep in the mind, this will be very, very important for you can say your examination. So first of all, friends, I will start with, you can say, basic facts. Okay, so I will start with basic facts. So just a minute, friend. History. Okay, so now I'm going to cover one of the most important points, or also you can say introduction to history. First of all, friends, we'll have to cover what is the meaning of history. Okay, सो डू यू नो व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ हिस्ट्री? जो हिंदी में कहते हैं कि जो इतिहास का क्या अर्थ होता है, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ हिस्ट्री? ओके, प्लीज गिव मी योर आंसर. Try to speak in your own language. Okay, what is the meaning of history? What is the meaning of history? Anyone, please give me your answer.
Sir, it
Sir,
was been
even-
divided.
Okay, please Rasmi, go ahead. After that, Deji. Okay.
Sir, in history, we are reading about our past heroes and what are the things were there. So it was been divided into two. One is story, and we are taking it as a like story of our pasts.
Okay, very good. Yeah, now Deji.
The history in history, we study about the events related to past, what happened in the past.
Okay. Okay, so according to you, okay. So according to you, history is the past. Okay, so that means all the events of the past is history. But history is the scientific study of the past. Please keep in the mind, what is history? History is the scientific study. Okay, scientific study of the past. Scientific study of the past. Scientific study of the past. So please keep in the mind. And friends, events occurring before the invention of writing system are considered prehistory. And history is an, you can say, umbrella term. Okay, history is an umbrella term that relates to past events as well as the memory, discovery, collection, organization, presentation, and interpretation of information about these events. So we can say that the series of events or facts, okay, that is connected with somebody or something is history. Okay, that means the series of events or facts that is connected with somebody or something, it is known as history. Okay, it is known as history. So please keep in the minds. So also, friends, we can say that events on the past and specifically those relating to particular place or subject, okay, you can say it is known as history. So also we can say that a history is a branch of knowledge that records and explains past events. And also history is a written report, okay, of past events. So you'll have to keep in the mind. And also an established record of past events, okay, it is also known as history. But friends, in a one, okay, sentence, what is the meaning of the history? You can say history is an incident which impact our human lives in a positive terms or in a negative terms. हिस्ट्री है क्या, इतिहास है क्या? तो इतिहास एक ऐसी घटनाएं हैं जो हमारे लाइफ को, जो ह्यूमन बींग्स के लाइफ को आपका सकारात्मक इन अ पॉजिटिव मैनर्स और इन अ नेगेटिव मैनर्स, दैट मीन्स कि नकारात्मक तरीकों से प्रभावित करता है, दैट इज नॉन एज हिस्ट्री. So history is a scientific study of the past. History is an incident which impacts human beings life. Okay, so friends, according to NCRT definition, you can see here, okay, you can see here. So history is the study of past event set in a chronologically order, in a chronological order, For example, first of all, okay, we'll cover Stone Age. For Stone Age, okay, then we'll cover, you can say, Indus Valley Civilization. What? Indus Valley Civilization, please keep in the mind, okay, Indus Valley Civilization. So this will be very, very important. Then friends, after that we'll cover, you can say, Vedic and post Vedic age. So Stone Age, there will be 10 lakh, okay, Paleolithic age, then Indus Valley Civilization 2500 BC to, okay, 175 BC or 1500 BC. So please keep in the mind. Then Vedic period, okay, 1500 BC to, you can say, 1000 BC, okay. Then there will be post Vedic period, okay, post Vedic period, 1000 BC to 600 BC, okay. Then Mahajanpad 600 BC. That means if we'll study, okay, you can say past event set in a chronological order, it will be known as history. So friends, okay, the father of history. Who is the father of history? Let's understand. Okay, father of history. Friends, Herodotus, okay, Herodotus written a book or wrote a book, okay, what, which book? Historica, okay, which book? Historica. So we can say that father of history is Herodotus, okay, who wrote first time a book, okay, on, you can say, history, and it is known as Historica. So the word history has been derived from the Greek word historia, okay, Greek word historia. So what is the means of historia? What is the meaning of historia? Meaning of historia is, friend, narration of the past events. What? Narration of the past events, okay. And the scholars who help us to reconstruct the stories of the past called historian, okay. Who is a historian? The scholar who help us to reconstruct, who help us to understand the stories of the past, okay. That means stories of the past, and they known as historian. So because historian, okay, you can say wrote various types of facts, okay, wrote about various types of facts, okay. Historian, you can say, used to write a book on history topics. So you can say books will be very helpful for understanding the past, okay. So who is historian? I have told you. So first, you can say slide, or first, you can say, important topic, what is history, is clear, okay. So now, do you have any problem, or is it clear? Any problem? What is history?
No, sir.
Okay. So now, okay, next thing. So in the next thing, friends, we'll cover important points, okay, related to, you can say, the study of history. What is the importance of studying the past? So first of all, friends, let's understand one thing, okay, which will be very important for understanding the, you can say, situation, understanding the history. So let's start our discussion with development of men, development of man, okay. So please keep in the minds. So just a minute, I'm going to tell you about the development of man. डेवलपमेंट ऑफ मैन, ओके। आदमियों का जो विकास हुआ वो आपका कैसे हुआ, उसका, उसमें पूरे डिटेल में मैं नहीं चाहूंगा, लेकिन मैं आपको इंपोर्टेंट जो है आपका उसका पीरियड बता दूंगा, और उसके बाद में ये भी बता दूंगा कि जो प्रेजेंट में आपकी जो ह्यूमन बीइंग है वो कौन से आपके, हम लोग कहते हैं, पीरियड से संबंधित है, कौन से टर्म से संबंधित है। सो फर्स्ट इज, फ्रेंड, देयर इज रैम्पी, ओके, यू कैन से रामापिथेकस। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, फर्स्ट इज Ramapithecus, okay, Ramapithecus. So Ramapithecus was first humanoid, okay, first humanoid, and they had 4 feet. They had 4 feet. उनके 4 पांव थे in a Ramapithecus. So Ramapithecus, okay, in a Ramapithecus period, also you can say Ramapithecus is first humanoid, which you can say that had 4 feet. Then second is, friend, Australo, okay, Pithecus. Australopithecus. Okay, so you can say कि Australopithecus ancestor of human being, ये हमारे मानव के जो आपके क्या हैं, आपके पूर्वज हैं, human being. Okay, then third is Homo habilis. Homo habilis. Okay, so Homo habilis means tools maker. Tools maker, you can say ki big tools, okay, meso tools or small tools, micro tools, macro tools. Okay, then friends, okay, there is Pithecanthropus. Okay, Pithecanthropus. That means in a Pithecanthropus period there were discovery, okay, of fire. Discovery of fire. Then friends, fifth, sixth or seventh is related to Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens in a biology, okay, you will cover Homo sapiens, please keep in that mind. Then 6 is also Homo sapiens. Then 7, okay, is Homo sapiens, and presently you can say present human being is related to Homo sapiens, and the you can say 7 stages. So please keep in the mind. So these are the you can say key stages of human beings or development of human beings. So you'll have to keep in the mind. So friend, do you know this is one fact? Okay, in a Bhimbetka cave. Where is Bhimbetka cave? Anyone? Bhimbetka caves. Bhimbetka caves is the part of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Please keep in the mind. Okay, and it presents all the time evidence you can say related to history. So where is Bhimbetka? Bhimbetka comes under, okay, in 2003 in World Heritage Sites. Okay, in World Heritage Site. Where is Bhimbetka caves? Bhimbetka की जो गुफाएं हैं वो आपकी कहाँ है? Where is Bhimbetka caves? Where is Bhimbetka caves? You know, Bhimbetka rock shelters are an archaeological site in central India. That means in Madhya Pradesh, and that is yeah, very good, Madhya Pradesh. And that spans the prehistoric, Paleolithic, and Mesolithic period, and as well as the historic period. Okay, so please keep in the mind. And its location is Raisen district, Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Raisen district, Madhya Pradesh. And Bhimbetka is part of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Okay, so please keep in the mind. This is very, very important. Now friends, let's understand. Okay, so I have told you the development of man. Then let's discuss the different types of history. Okay, let's discuss different types of history, because we should understand what is the ancient history, which period is related to ancient history, which period is related to medieval history, and what is modern history. So let's our discussion. So first of all friends, just a minute. Okay, first ancient, second medieval, third modern history. Okay, third is modern history. Please keep in mind. So friends, you can say in a ancient history, okay, basically ruler was, you can say Hindu. Okay, in ancient history basically ruler was Hindu. In a medieval period, basically ruler was Muslim. When we'll cover, okay, ancient history, medieval history, you'll get idea. Then in a modern history in India, okay, the ruler was basically Britisher and Indian. Okay, Britisher. So in a ancient history, there is an advent of man. आदमियों का जो विकास होता है, advent of man. Okay, and then friends, in a you can say medieval history, there were attack of Muhammad bin Qasim. There were Qasim attack. Okay. Then friends, you can say modern period, okay, started in India after Battle of Plassey. Battle of Plassey, okay, Battle of Plassey in 1757. Okay. Then friends, which period is related to? So first of all, period is related to advent of man to, okay, 7th or 8th AD. 7th or 8th AD. That means जो आदमियों का विकास से लेकर के, okay, from advent of man to 7th to 8th period is related to, okay, ancient. Then medieval, okay, medieval basically you can say 712 AD to 1757 AD. In 1757, okay, Battle of Plassey took place. Then friends, 1757 to till 1947, and after that post-independence India. Okay, it's related to modern period. So please keep in the mind. So you can say these are the three types of history based on times. Okay, based on times. Now we'll cover the history. Okay, that means different types of history based on the evidence. Based on the evidence. Okay, so let's start. So friends, based on the events, based on the evidence. So first, prehistoric, then proto-historic, okay, and then historic. So what is the difference between these? Anyone? Can you comment? Can you reply? What is the difference between prehistoric, proto-historic, or historic? Or what is the meaning of prehistoric, proto-historic, or historic? Anyone? Please. Please comment. What is the difference? Or what is the meaning of prehistoric, proto-historic, or historic? Please guess. Okay, try to reply. What is the meaning? Anyone? Deji, Rasmi, okay, Kishore. Please try to reply.
Sir, I didn't get you.
Okay, what is the difference between prehistoric, proto-historic, and historic?
Sir, as we the periods which is before the Paleolithic is
Okay.
prehistoric,
Okay.
and in proto-historic it will be like till Chalcolithic, and historic event will be like from where the chronological dates we get, sir.
Okay, so very good. Okay, you have tried. So now let's understand the difference. Okay, let's understand the difference between prehistoric, proto-historic, and historic. Okay, so in a prehistoric, just a minute friends, in a prehistoric, okay, you'll get archaeological evidence. So please keep in the mind, you will get archaeological, okay, evidence, पुरातात्विक प्रमाण, archaeological evidence, that means places, okay, that means things. So archaeology, okay, evidence will be present in prehistoric period, but written evidence is not available. Okay, written evidence is not available. Written evidence is not available. So that means these periods, okay, is known as prehistoric period. In a prehistoric period, you can get evidence related to archaeological, but you cannot get evidence related to, you can say, written evidence. For example, Stone Age. Okay, for example, Stone Age. That means Kirasmi was correct. Okay, that proto-historic, in a proto-historic, friends, okay, try to understand. There will be archaeological evidence, okay, there will be archaeological evidence, there will be archaeological evidence, okay, and then also written evidence, also written evidence, but not clear, okay, written evidence but not clear, but not clear, that means not eligible for read, okay. For example, Indus Valley civilization, Vedic age, okay, so please keep in the mind. So in a proto-historic period, you will get evidence related to archaeological, okay, written evidence, but written evidence is not clear. Then in a historic period, you will get evidence related to archaeological evidence, then also clear written evidence, okay, clear written evidence, and then also foreigner, okay, you can say ki account, okay, foreign account of foreigner, you can say ke pilgrimage, or also foreign, you can say tourist, okay. So please keep in the mind. So this period, okay, is known as historic period, and historic period started after 600 BC, okay, 600 BC, that means after Mahajanpad period. So these are the very, very important points, okay, I have told you. So we have covered, okay, ancient history, medieval history, then modern history. We have covered prehistory, proto history, historic, then historic. Now let's come, okay, understand the stone age. There are 4 types of stone age, okay. So today I will try to cover, you can say ki Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age, and Neolithic age. So in this class, friends, also you can say ki stone is important for your okay, only prelims paper. So I will cover prelims oriented fact, okay, and if you face any problem, you can ask, you can comment. So now let's start our discussion, okay. So just a minute, friends. Yes. Yeah. So now let's start our discussion with Stone Age. Stone Age, okay. So now first of all, we'll try to cover, okay, age related to, we can say age related to what? Stone, okay. So this will be very, very important. So in a stone age, friends, we'll cover 4 types of ages, okay, or basically you can say 3 types of ages. So just a minute. Paleolithic, okay, then second Mesolithic, then we'll cover Neolithic, okay, we'll cover Neolithic, then friends we'll cover Chalcolithic, okay, Chalcolithic. So Paleolithic 2 lakh, okay, BC to 10,000 BC, okay, 10,000 BC. Then friends Mesolithic 10,000, okay, BC to 8,000 BC. Please keep in the mind, and you'll get different dates in different books, okay. Then friends there is Neolithic. Neolithic is 8,000 BC to 4,000 BC. Then in Chalcolithic 4,000 BC to 1,500 BC, okay, 1,500 BC. So when we'll, okay, try to cover Stone Age, so we'll cover a Paleolithic age, okay, then also friends you can say कि then Mesolithic age, please keep in the mind, okay. एंड तो दोस्तों फिर हम लोग कवर करेंगे आपके न्यूलिथिक जो एज है उसको डिस्कस हम लोग करेंगे, एंड आफ्टर दैट चाल्कोलिथिक, ओके, आफ्टर दैट चाल्कोलिथिक पीरियड जो है उसको हम लोग को कवर अप करना है. So I have told you in a Paleolithic, okay, this 2 lakh to 10,000 BC. This is very, very important. So please keep in the mind, okay. Then friends, there is a Mesolithic 10,000 BC to 8,000 BC. Then there is friends, you can say Neolithic. Okay, so please keep in the mind. Then friends, there is Neolithic 8,000 to 4,000 BC. Okay, then there is Chalcolithic 4,000 to 1,500 BC. So friends, please keep in the mind there is a prehistoric age in India. Okay, so what is prehistoric age? A prehistoric age refers to the time when there was no writing and development. Okay, and it consists of 5 periods: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Chalcolithic, and also you can say after 1,500 BC. Okay, Iron Age, and it is one of the important topics, okay, under ancient Indian history for UPSC civil service examination. So friends, I have told you history, okay, what is the origin of history? So origin of history from Greek word historia, meaning inquiry, okay, or knowledge acquired by investigation. So history is the study of the past, we have discussed. Okay, then friends, I have told you history is an umbrella term that relates to past events as well as the discovery, collection, organization, presentation, and interpretation of information about the past event. Then we have divided history into prehistory, proto-history, and historic. Then friends, there is also construction of ancient Indian history. So that means the sources which help in reconstructing history are non-literary sources and literary sources. We'll cover in a non-literary sources: coins, archaeology, materials, inscription, foreign accounts. Then in a literary sources we'll cover religious literature, epics of Mahabharata and Ramayana, sutras, Buddhist religious text, Jain religious text. Then there is also social, you can say secular literature, Dharm Shastra, Arthashastra, literary work of Kalidas, then Ras Tarangi, Kalhan, then Charitas, then Sangam literature. So now let's come to the main point. Okay, so according to tools, what is the prehistoric period in India? That means ancient history can be divided into different periods according to the tools used by people that time. Okay, people then. So Paleolithic period is also known as Old Stone Age. Also known as Old Stone Age. Please keep in the mind. Okay, also known as Old Stone Age. And then friends, Mesolithic period is also known as Late Stone Age. Okay, Late Stone Age. So please keep in the mind. The Neolithic period is also known as New Stone Age. Okay, New Stone Age. Then Chalcolithic period is known as Stone Copper Age. Okay, Stone and Copper Age. Human being first use copper. Please keep in the mind. Then friends, there is Iron Age. Okay, 1500 BC to 200 BC. So let's start our discussion. So I have told you the Stone Age is the prehistoric period. What Stone Age? Okay, is the prehistoric period and the period before the development of the script. Okay, period before the development of the script. Please keep in the mind. Okay, so therefore the main source of information for Stone Age is the archaeological excavation. Okay, what is the main source? Main source is archaeological excavation. Please keep in the mind. Friends, Robert Bruce Foote is the archaeologist who discovered the first Paleolithic tool in India, the Pallavaram, hand axe. So please keep in the mind. Important point. Robert Bruce, fruit or fruit, whatever. Okay, Robert Bruce Foote. Okay, and also you can say he is the archaeologist who discovered the first Paleolithic. Who discovered the first Paleolithic. Okay, who discovered the first Paleolithic tool in India? Tool in India. Okay, and the Pallavaram hand axe. The Pallavaram hand axe. Okay, hand axe. So please keep in the mind. So maybe UPSC can ask. So this you can say this is very important fact. So friends, on the basis of geological age, the types and technology of stone tools and subsistence base, the Indian stone is classified primarily into three types. I have told you: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic. So let's start our discussion with Paleolithic. Okay, so first of all, friends, what is the Paleolithic or Old Stone Age? So friends, the term Paleolithic is derived from the Greek word paleo. Okay, Greek word, please keep in the mind. Greek word. Okay, so you'll have to keep in the mind. So Greek word, paleo. Okay, Greek word paleo, and which means old and lithic, which means old and lithic, and meaning stone. Okay. And therefore, the term Paleolithic is refers to the old stone age. And the old stone age or Paleolithic culture of India developed in the, you can say, Pleistocene period. Okay, developed in the Pleistocene period. Okay, you will study in biology or also in geography. So different types of period. So you can say the old stone age or Paleolithic culture of India developed in the Pleistocene period. So please keep in the mind. Okay, Pleistocene period. And friends, or the Pleistocene period is related to the Ice Age. Okay, you can say or Ice Age, or Ice Age. Okay, or Ice Age. And friends, which is a geological period of the age when the earth was covered with the ice and weather was so cold that human or plant life could not survive. But in the tropical region where ice melted, the earliest species of man could exist. Okay. So what was the main characteristics of Paleolithic age? Can you tell me what was the main characteristics of the Paleolithic age? What was the main characteristics of the Paleolithic age? Anyone? Can you tell me what was the main characteristics? What do you think? Please.
They started using stone tools.
Okay.
Hunting.
Okay.
Living in a cave.
Okay. Very good. So now I'm going to tell you what was the, you can say, main characteristics of the Paleolithic age. So let's understand the main characteristics. So first, the Indian people are believed to have belonged to the Negrito race. Belong to the, you can say, Negrito race. Negrito race, okay, related to South Africa. Okay, Negrito race, and lived in the open air, river valleys, caves, and rock shelters. And in a Paleolithic age, friends, there were food gatherers. Okay, it were, you can say, ate wild fruits and vegetables and lived on hunting. Then friends, there was no knowledge of houses, pottery, agriculture, and it was only in later stages they discovered fire. And in the upper Paleolithic age, there is evidence of art in the form of painting, and humans used unpolished rough stone like hand axe, choppers, blades, and scrapers. Friends, in a Paleolithic, men are also called quartzite. Okay, man in India, as the stone tools were made of hard rock called quartz. And the old stone age or Paleolithic age in India is divided into three phases. Okay, according to the nature of stone tools used by the people, and also according to the nature of the change of the climate. So there were lower Paleolithic age, no need to revise. Okay, no need to learn. but please keep in the mind lower Paleolithic is up to, you can say, 10 lakh BC or up to 1 lakh BC. Okay, then middle Paleolithic, then upper Paleolithic. Okay, so this is not important. So friends, there is also okay, there were examples, major sites related to lower Paleolithic age: Son Valley in Pakistan, sites in Thar Desert, okay, Kashmir, Mebar Plains, Saurashtra, Gujarat, Central India, Deccan Plateau, Chota Nagpur Plateau, north of the Kaveri River, Valan Valley in UP. Okay, so we'll cover according to map. Okay, then there were middle Paleolithic, upper Paleolithic, no need to understand. Friends, I have discussed these things. Now I'm going to cover by the most important points. Just a minute. Stone Age, then Mesolithic, then Neolithic, then Chalcolithic. Okay, so in a Paleolithic, first of all, we'll see life. Okay, life in Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, and also in a Chalcolithic. But we'll cover Chalcolithic in upcoming classes. So let's discuss. Life was based on food. Okay, food gatherer. Also, you can say they were food gatherer. Okay, and also you can say ki human was nomadic, khana badosh, nomadic. Okay, then in Mesolithic life was okay, please keep in the mind, life was domestication. That means domestication was started. Okay, domestication was started. There were, you can say, evidence related to pet animals, so domestication was started. In a Neolithic age, okay, life was settled, life was settled on the bank of river. Okay, life was settled, plus agriculture was started. Okay, agriculture was started. Then there is also example of hut, okay, and pot. Okay, then in Chalcolithic life was based on copper. Okay, so Chalcolithic period is also known as copper age, bronze age. Will cover in upcoming classes, so no need to cover Chalcolithic. So in a Paleolithic, I have discussed life, okay, in Mesolithic, Neolithic, and Paleolithic. Now, next point, food and tools. Which types of foods and tools? Okay, so food and tools, fruit plus, okay, hunting of big animals, hunting of big animals. Okay, please keep in the mind, I have written in short. Then tool, which type of tools? Big tools. Okay, that means keep big stone. Okay, then in a Mesolithic, life was based on fruit plus animal husbandry. Okay, that means fruit plus animal. Then you can say there were hunting of small, okay, animals, small animals, because there were microlithic. Okay, microlithic, that means micro weapons. Okay, micro, you can say hathiyar or polish. Okay, you can say polish X. Okay, so please keep in the mind. Then friends, in Neolithic, okay, you can say food and tool, fruit plus animal. Okay, then there is also, you can say, evidence of grains, anaj, grains. So do you know barley was the first grain used by human beings? Okay, and inner tools, there were polished, okay, polished micro tools, polished micro tools. Please keep in the mind, this is very, very important. Okay, so please give me 5 minutes. Okay, and within 5 minutes I will join, please wait. Now let's go ahead. Sorry for disturbing. Okay, so now I'm going to discuss about the, you can say ki food and tools. I have discussed, life discussed. Then now let's discuss trace related to, okay, Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic. So which types of trace? So now trace. Okay, so in a Paleolithic there were leaf and, okay, bark, leaf and bark, but rarely, okay, rarely. That means they were necked, they were necked. Okay, then in a Mesolithic, okay, there was, you can say ki leaf, bark and animal, okay, skin. So leaf plus bark plus animal, leather or skin, whatever. Okay, then friends, in a, you can say okay, Neolithic, there were discovery of cotton. So cotton was first discovered in, you can say in India. Okay, so there were cotton plus, okay, wool, stand, only wrapping. Okay, only wrapping, only rapid. So please keep in mind. So I have talked about life, okay, food and tools and dress. So do you have any doubts? And after that I will discuss fire. Okay, so let's discuss about the fire. Just a minute, friends. Whatever, just a minute. Yes, yes. Wow. Where? Okay, yes. Now fire. So existed, okay, fire, okay, was existed in Paleolithic period but not used. Existed but not discovered, but not discovered in Paleolithic age. Okay, then friends, in Mesolithic, you can say give fire completely, okay, discovered in Neolithic age, but in a Mesolithic age, okay, there was a chakmak stone. That means ki fire were, you can say ki discovered by a chakmak stone. So please keep in the mind. Okay, so in a Mesolithic period, first time, okay, first time fire, you can say with the help of chakmak stone, chakmak stone. Okay, in a Neolithic age, complete use of fire, complete use, okay, of fire in Neolithic age. So please keep in the mind. Okay, and there is also pots example, you can say for evidence, pots, okay, found from the Neolithic sites. Please keep in the mind. Then friends, let's talk about wheel. Okay, wheel in Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic. So not, okay, known yet in a Neolithic, you can, sorry, in a Paleolithic, okay, is there is no knowledge related to wheel. Okay, but in a Paleolithic, you can say कि जो हम लोग कह सकते हैं कि found X of stone. Okay, then friends, in a Mesolithic, used for carrying wheel. Okay, you can say in a Mesolithic, wheel, okay, used for carrying, okay, carrying goods, वस्तुओं को लाने या ले जाने के लिए इसका उपयोग हुआ था. और also for use for missile and, okay, use for missile. So now next, Okay, in a Neolithic, you can say period, a wheel used for making pottery. Okay, making pottery. Okay, making pottery. Okay, and now Paleolithic age was discovered by whom, where, and how. Okay, then we'll discuss Mesolithic age of discovery, then Neolithic age of discovery. So let's see. Okay, discovered. Please keep in the mind. Paleolithic age. Okay, discovered by Robert Bruce. Okay, Foote in 1863. In 1863, okay, he found X stone. Okay, X stone. Where? At Pallavaram, Madras. At Pallavaram. And I have told you that Pallavaram was the first Paleolithic site discovered by Robert Bruce Foote. Okay. Then friends, you can say that Mesolithic age was discovered by Colonel, okay, Carl Lyle or Lyle, Colonel Kyle in 1867. Okay, at you can say कि Bind Parvat Mala in Bind range. Okay, Bind range. Then friends, okay, and next Neolithic period. So Neolithic period were, or also you can say, was discovered by Lee Mesurier. Lee Mesurier or Mesurier. Okay, Lee Mesurier in 1860. In 1860, where? At Tons River. Okay, Tons Nadi. At Tons River, he found idol worship. Okay, so I have talked about, you can say, Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, and Chalcolithic age. Okay, so now do you have any problem, or is it clear? Do you have any problem? Rasmi, Daji, okay, anyone?
No, no, sir.
Okay, so now I have you can say discussed Stone Age, and I will discuss in upcoming classes which sites is related to Neolithic age site and some important facts. Okay, so now friends, discuss what is the importance of studying the past. So I have told you to understand people and societies better, to survive for difficult time, to know about, okay, own route, and to develop an objective perspectives. And I have told you in a beginning of class, Herodotus is regarded as the father of history. Okay, he wrote Historica. So we have discovered, we have discussed prehistory, proto-history, and history. Okay, then history is the okay, study of the past events in chronological order. So the year of Jesus, okay, birth was assigned as a year 1, assigned as a 180. Okay, that means, okay, Anno Domini, and BC means before Christ. So please keep in the mind. So the year before, year 1, are known as BC, before Christ, and the year after that are known as Anno Domini or AD, which means in Latin, in the years of our Lord. That means Jesus' birth. Okay, so how do we name centuries? So friends, in recent years, the terms BC and AD are often replaced with before common era. Okay, BCE, before common era, and okay, common era, CE. So what is the meaning of century? Century is 100 years. Okay, therefore the years between 1 to year 100 is referred as first century CE. First century CE, that means common era. Okay, please keep in the mind. So we have discussed, okay, how history discovered, which type that means then development of man, we have discussed. So you can see here is a timeline of, okay, way of displaying a list of events in chronological order. So in 3300 there were early Bronze Age. Then in 3200 BC, okay, Egyptian, okay, you can say hero Galphus used. So we will discuss in upcoming classes. Okay, so these are the, you can say chronological order we'll cover in upcoming classes. Then sources of history, there are two types of sources of history: archaeological sources, literary sources. In archaeological sources, there is monuments, inscription, coins, artifacts, Then literary, religious, secular, foreign accounts. So you can see here is a archaeological source. That means the study of past, examine the remaining material is called as archaeology. So the people who studies archaeology known as archaeologists. Okay. So archaeological sources are buried under the ground and can be recovered by digging up the ground, and this process, okay, of digging is called excavation. What is the meaning of excavation? Digging the underground. Okay. So in India, Archaeological Survey of India was established in 1861 during the British rule in India. During the British rule in India. So please keep in the mind. So these facts are the important for prelims. Okay. So there is example monuments. So different types of monuments: Taj Mahal, pillars of Ashoka, rock cut caves. Okay. Then Buddhism sites, Jainism sites. Okay. Then also there is idol worship examples. Okay. And the study of inscription known as epigraphy. What is epigraphy? Epigraphy is the study of inscription. Okay. Study of inscription. And inscription inform us, okay, inform us about the life and reign of the kings. Okay, that means key epigraphy or inscription, okay, inform us about the life of kings, life of the, you can say, the provinces, administration of provinces, art and culture of provinces. So you will have to keep in the mind. Then the coin is called numismatics. Okay, and hoard of coins have been recovered from different parts of the country. And friends, the in India, there were example like copper coins, bronze coins, gold coins, and silver coins. And a study of the, you can say, the study of the old writing, inscription, and the other record is called paleography. Okay, so, and the study of the coin is known as numismatics. So please keep in the mind. Okay, please keep in the mind. Then friends, there is a global connect. Okay, that means the inscription of ancient times were written in many scripts and languages. Okay, so please keep in the mind. We'll discuss in upcoming classes. Okay, then artifacts. So you can see here literary sources. In a literary sources, there are various examples, Bhojpats. Okay, then there is, you can say, literary sources inform us about the political, social, economical, religious, and cultural life of our ancestor. Okay. So in literary sources, there are religious sources, secular sources, foreign accounts. So you can see here in a religious literature, Vedas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puran, Aryanad. In a secular sources, in a secular literature, Dharma Sutras, Kautilya Arthashastra, Kalidas, okay, Surdak, Bhasha, Banbhat. Foreign account, Indica, Fahiyan, Mensan, It Singh, okay, Xuanzang. So please keep in the mind. So thank you so much. Okay, and friends, do you have any doubts related to today class? If you have, please comment. And what do you think about today class? Okay, do you have any feedback or any suggestion? Okay, you're most welcome. Please tell me about today class. What was your experience? Did you learn anything? Did you understand anything?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
Deji,
sir.
do you have any such? Okay, okay, Rasmi. So Rasmi or Deji, do you have any feedback? Do you have any suggestion? You can tell me. Deji, do you have?
No, sir.
Rasmi?
So actually, everything is going fine because UPSC is it would be better that uh, interactive is very important, and
Yeah, yeah.
we have got the interaction because
Okay.
okay, reading the books is there, but still I feel that interaction is important.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
all the facts we can also get the books also. But thing is,
Okay.
apart from the books, what is really important is uh, like
Interaction.
uh, uh, interaction,
Yeah. So I
interaction,
have
and
tried.
as well as the mind open up,
Okay, okay.
matlab questions like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Got your point. I have tried. Okay. See, in this class also, so many times I have asked question. I have asked your points, and yeah, you participated in this you can say conversation, and I have tried to also give you this can say give you three question of ancient history. And in upcoming classes, because this classes was related to introduction of Indian history, okay, that's me. So I have covered only few basic facts, then also give few book list, then what should be the strategy for history, which topic is important for history. So this class is all about introduction of history, and I will try to keep your point in my mind, and in upcoming classes I will try to apply. Okay,
So,
now
so
anything
that
else?
was I was saying that the classes was interactive. Although all
Okay,
the facts we can get from the books as well, that's not
okay,
an
okay.
issue. But the thing is, these classes, what I feel that we are here to uh, empower our knowledge
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
books to into the UPSC preparation. Is
Yes, yes,
that
yes.
what I was asking? That I was
Okay, okay,
telling.
okay, okay. Yeah, Deji.
So, for ancient and medieval history, do we have to follow the old NCRTs or the new NCRTs?
No problem. If you have old NCRT, is it better? Okay, this will be better because in old NCRT there is various concept related to you can say art and culture, related to you can say Indus Valley civilization, which is not available in new NCRT. So if you okay can go through old NCRT, it will be very bit you can say best for you. And because old NCRT, you can say na old NCRT is like Bible for your preparation, because from old NCRT you can get various ideas, various concepts, various facts which is not present in you you can say NCRT. Okay, anything else, Deji?